Sorry, mate.
Rightio, give me a
Oh, you should be, yes. I'll go and do that now. I've got to do the GoPro.
So, that's the schedule in this court today. There's a full schedule of both courts here. There's the standings, which someone's ripped apart. Yep, you did that?
They did that last night.
Are we streaming? Almost. And here are the team sheets
And
and the scores. Are we streaming?
Yes, we are streaming, so you can start chatting.
Cool.
Rightio, guys. Welcome to day 7. The final series begins. I'm very excited. I hope you are in Australia and around the world. As you can see, our major sponsors of this CMAS fourth CMAS Age Group World Championships here in Hobart, Tasmania. Canada versus USA under 19 men facing off. What a playoff. An age-old competition here playing out under the water. You can see the USA and Canadian lists there. Coach Benjamin Lee for Canada and Coach Holland Jar for the USA. Both teams are sitting at the bottom of the table here, so this is the playoff. The winner of this game is going to play position number 1, or against position number 1, I should say. So they'll be playing...
They'll be playing France there, Stu.
The French, as we see the last couple of seconds tick down. Joining me in the commentary box is David Lambert. How are you today, Dave?
I am well, Stuart. Yeah, the game's already underway, and we're going to see some interesting action today. Northern Hemisphere action's all happening in the pool. No excuses left today, Stuart. It is finals hockey. Woohoo, I love it.
Yeah, finals hockey, definitely a different brand. Lots more pressure. And nowhere to hide. As you can see, at the moment, the play is going on over on that far side of the court. Canada in white, resplendently majestic kind of white and red sort of colours they got on today. And USA in dark, so they're rocking mostly navy blue with just a little tick of not Union Jack, Stars and Stripes on their left butt cheek there, Dave.
Yeah, I think that's they'll need a bit of spark somewhere, and that's where they might reach down and get it. But I'm sure the Canadians are full of that lumberjack spirit, and they're just going to dig right down and chop right into the American team.
Full of maple syrup, definitely. As you can see, the USA going a nice little drive there on the near side here, right underneath the sub bench. You can see lumberjack Andrew, one of the other Canadian coaches, just paying a little bit of close attention. You can see him with his toque beanie on there, looking majestic, resplendent, and a little bit hypnotic this morning, Dave. And I can sense his beard even though I can't see it.
You can feel the vibes going on.
You can see the referees have caught up in infringement. It's going to go against the USA here for Canada. You can see the Canadians setting up. I believe these guys are playing 3-3. Is that correct, Dave? Is that what we're going with?
Both teams play 3-3, and their back lines move around a bit. As you can see, the Canadians taking it wide early. This is new from them. I usually see them playing in the box formation and through that upper channels, but hey, they've played each other, I think, the American teams at a couple of tournaments, so they know what to do in today's game, and seeing some different stuff happening as the Americans bottle it down with a lot of the players there supporting each other. We got number 7, Calvin Klein in there. Calvin Chan.
Let's just call him Calvin Klein from now on.
Calvin Klein. He looked pretty majestic and very fashionable in his outfit this morning.
He was setting a bit of fashion down, like on the surface and underwater. Like the guy's fit. He could be an underpants model. Let's not take that away from him.
No, as we see the Americans setting up, they're setting 3 guys ahead of the puck. One trying to stand on his head, the other one doing something. Number 4 there, the captain, I believe that's Quantum Zoo. He's driving it into the wall, but he's been out positioned by the Canadians. He had a very awkward position on that. I think next time he does that, if he comes down a bit flatter, he'll have more success.
Yeah, it wasn't a great body position to be able to drive down along the wall, unfortunately, as the referees pull up another infringement. Just talking about the wall position, if you watch the French and the way that they do it, they're certainly very good at getting their body or their left shoulder on that back wall facing the tray with their legs sort of facing the side wall, flat on the bottom, in the best position to drive. Very important to get that good body position before you ever try and drive that wall there, Dave. As you can see, the Canadians taking the free puck, and it looks like this time it's going to be a flick straight into the USA lines there, Dave.
Yeah, I really was impressed by the person taking the puck. I think that was Brandon Ellis for the Canadian. He actually hesitated, waited for the Americans to do something. He did, and then he tried to drive it through, and it's resulted in a good pressure drive onto the Americans, but still playing within that channel. As we see number 12, Edwin Zhang, looking to rotate it around. He did it himself. Probably didn't get a lot of space because he did try to swim it as the U.S. defense. They go to their hobby horse. They love it in the corner because they can protect it. Where and as Eric takes it in there and he just sitting there, Eric, I think it's Eric Mao, but I'll just call him Eric. He's not the elephant, but he is Eric.
He isn't Eric. He isn't Eric the elephant. No, but he is related to Eric the elephant. As you can see, the Canadians going on a nice drive here on a 90-degree angle. The referees are calling a free arm against Canada, so it's going to be a USA advantage puck by the looks of it, or the referees maybe are having a little chat. So I think there might be an issue of contention here, and it might be going Canada's way now there, Dave.
Yeah, Omar, chief referee, Omar has signaled now. Sorry, you had it first, and it is against the Americans. Glad to see the chief ref up there. He's taking full control. Longtime player and the man for 6AA and all your equipment needs. But he's got a different hat on today. In fact, no, he's not wearing a hat, but he has a different hat as chief referee as the Canadians pressuring strongly against the American defense. And we got a little smiley face in there and some hot love. That must be going out for the Sands. No, hold on. We're going to take that. It's coming to us, isn't it, Stewie, the love?
Yeah, I think you put that love heart on there for us. Unfortunately, for you guys around the world, you can have a little bit of that as well, but it's mainly meant for the guys here in the commentary box, obviously, as the USA guys have a little bit of pressure relieved by the referees pulling up an infringement on the Canadians, pushing them back a bit. The USA guys are going to have a advantage puck right underneath their sub bench. It's going to be interesting to see if they leave it here on the near side wall or take it somewhere else as they touch the puck. The Canadians rush forward pretty quick, and that puck is going straight down that wall there, Dave.
Yeah, it's just going nowhere. The Canadians aren't letting the Americans off, and the Americans need to do something different here. But the Canadians try to drive it through that 45 channels, and the American defense is responding very quickly in their rotations. I don't think they get back really quickly, but Stuart, I'm seeing a lot of slow down into position and awkwardness, and I think that's going to tell as the game goes on if the Canadians make constant pressures that the referees have called them for obstruction, barging, or shepherding of some sort against the U.S., but it's nothing deliberate, and the referees have just noted the first call of that nature to them. And
I think that particular obstruction there might have been a bit of excessive hugging there, Dave.
Excessive hugging.
Yeah,
okay.
USA just getting a little bit sort of huggy early on in this game, and the refs didn't like it. So Canada with the advantage puck in their attacking quarter. I agree with Dave's assessment. The Canadians definitely looking the more dangerous of the two teams in this early part of this first half. You can see the USA guys doing a good job of slowing the play down and just holding into the corner. Don't want to get stuck there too long because their structure is reset now, so they really do need to look to take it out of that corner and start to establish some kind of forward pressure, forward momentum. As again, someone's called up for a bit of excessive hugging. This time it's earning a warning, and it's going to be against.
I think that's number 10
against
I get
Canada.
That signal.
I think.
Is it against Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if that's number 10, that's Darko Galashik. He's looked like he got the warning, but it wasn't a clear sign for me, Stuart. But number 10 definitely.
Yeah, that was Hugo, the ref. Generally pretty sharp, pretty crisp hand movements. Does like to sort of cut the air like with a knife, sort of hand gestures. Interestingly, this morning he might be a little bit tired because I expected more from him, and he didn't deliver in that particular hand movement there, Dave.
Look, Stuart, I saw him warming up, and he was practicing those, accentuating those samurai-like movements, and he was very clear and decisive on that. I don't know what went there. Maybe a little doubt in his mind early in this game.
Maybe he's tweaked his shoulder. Maybe in the warm-up he had a little injury and he's got to slow down. You can see there his chopping style is just a little bit reserved this morning. He's normally sort of much sharper than that as the USA guys get another advantage puck here for a stick infringement on Canada.
Mate, I don't even think that's Hugo. I think we got it wrong. The spotting the beard. Hugo
reckon
has
it's
a bit of more dominant presence.
You
in
think
the
it's
pool.
an imposter?
I think someone trying to look exactly like him.
Oh God, ladies and gentlemen, a Hugo imposter in the pool. We need to get the officials onto this.
Absolutely, I'm shocked at this one because obviously Hugo can't referee this game, Stuart. And you know why?
Why?
Because Canada is playing.
Oh, yeah, true.
So an imposter made it put some support in the Canadians as the U.S. continue their barrage. And yes, number 3 for the Ryan is agreeing with the referee because he saw exactly what the referee, because he's sitting right beside him. Maybe he should get on the bottom of the pool.
True. So Canada getting another infringement for a little bit of argy-bargy, a little bit of excessive hugging. The USA guys taking this advantage puck. They're quite far into their attacking half now, so going to be interesting to see what the USA can create here. Interestingly enough, they decide to flick it to the far leftmost forward, who was completely off the line, off any kind of quality attacking line, I should say. The Canadians doing a good job of clearing this puck out underneath their sub-bench there, Dave.
Yeah, and they'll be looking to get some fresh players. I think the U.S. are starting to get a bit tired, and they're making a bit of sloppy mistakes with their Christmas that they started with. That could be because they've been putting a lot of pressure for the last 4 minutes on the Canadians, and the Canadians have the ability to sub fresh players. And look at that. On cue, we got about 4 Americans looking for all subbing at the same time as we move through, as the Americans make a mistake, and they're asked to back up. And I think that fatigue, and they seem to be a bit disorganized here. They're a bit slow to get behind the ref, and the Canadians are already set, ready to go. And the American coach, Coach Colin, spoke to him early. He was quietly confident, but I tell you what, he's got to get there and res the boys, because we've got 6 minutes left to go in this game, and it's 0-0. This is a tight Titanic battle.
Yeah, you could just see Coach Holland getting his mouth chimney stuck in the pool noodle sort of divider there for a couple of seconds. He panicked a little bit, and I think he got a little bit of water in his mouth chimney, aka the snorkel, and he had to sort that out. There was almost like a need for a little bit of first aid in the coach's box there, Dave.
Yeah, hey, look, I just had a runner go out and check on the referee, and the Hugo imposter is actually Tyler.
Tyler, you Hugo-looking dude. Well, obviously that's why he's not giving us those samurai-like sharp calls today, because obviously Tyler isn't up to the same standard as Hugo yet.
Yeah, well, I did see Hugo practicing his signals, but I didn't see Tyler. So obviously Hugo needs to get Tyler aside and say, mate, you got to sharpen these up.
Yeah, he's working on it, but he hasn't attained the black belt type kung fu standard that Hugo's got. As you can see, this game continuing right underneath the USA sub bench. The Canadians still looking dangerous. It's interesting to see when the USA guys had the puck down their attacking half. The puck went underneath the Canadian sub bench, and the Canadians were very quick to establish a couple of freshies in the water and get a lot of momentum out of those 2 fresh guys. But you can see here the players under the American sub-bench at the moment, the USA sub-bench, and the USA guys just having a lot of trouble generating movement away from their defensive near side of the court here, Dave.
Yeah, early on I saw some glimpses of using the 15-meter wide court, but so far we've been in the only in the 3 meters. Hey, and a big shout-out to Wade Kuzak, one of the American parents who have thrown a donation to the GoFundMe page and live streaming. And the challenge they put out is to the rest of the U.S. parents to make a donation too. And big shout out to you, mate. Thank you very much.
I think he actually might be going for Canada.
Is he?
Yeah, he says, let's go Canada. So I'm pretty sure he's not a USA guy.
Oh, well, okay. Well, there I got it all wrong. So the challenge is the U.S. to actually match it up the ante. Well done. And we got another one, David Lindbergh. Watch yourselves, both teams. Yeah, watch them. Yeah. Well, you need to watch them because the Canadians are right challenging that goal. Numbers on the bottom. The crowd is coming into it. There's a whole mass of Canadian supporters here along with the American supporters, but they're a bit quiet. The Canadians are constantly loud. And as the Americans clear it for a bit of a reprieve from that, and I saw number 7, Calvin, and Isaac, our 2 strong players in there with Quantum there clearing that puck and stabilizing while the Canadians regrouped to it.
Yeah, you can see the referee playing a little bit of advantage at the moment, so I wouldn't be surprised as the USA guys clear this puck. It might be a Canadian free puck. The USA guys finally starting to find some space here over that far side, doing a nice little zigzag drive there, just sort of zigging and zagging, trying to get outside of that Canadian structure and find some clear water, but unfortunately, as predicted, referee was playing advantage for Canada, so the Canadians will get a advantage puck in deep defence for the USA guys, then the USA guys, again, they're just going to have to come up with some really good defensive mojo here, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. And Calvin, number 7 for the U.S., was very disappointed in the call because he was making a huge challenge. And unfortunately, Calvin got to get hit back in the game. And yes, thanks, Wade. I'm sorry. Let's go, Canada. Big push, Canada. And another shout-out for Dave Lindbergh there. Get together, U.S. boys. You can do it. I'm sure they're trying to rally the troops there, but they need to start putting they're putting some good defensive effort in, but they need to start converting that into some connections back up at the other end of the court and put Canada under pressure like they're doing right now, Stuart.
Yeah, USA guys, as we've said before, doing a lot of really good defensive work. Obviously, the score is still 0-0 as the referees call a stick infringement against Canada here. And finally, the USA guys have that pressure relieved. I'd like to see the USA guys just go, you know what, we're going the other side of the pool. This left-hand side for us isn't working for us, so we're going over the right-hand side here, Dave.
Yeah, I think this is their best opportunity to make that happen, given that they have been on this side. But again, they're the right-handers, so they probably predominantly like this side, Stuart. And as we see it, they go through that channel, but the Canadians look to move it quickly to the middle channel where they can actually look for some opportunities on both sides of the puck. And the Americans are fighting hard to actually bring it back over to their sub bench. As we see, this is some tremendous efforts by these young boys. They're putting their hearts. I'm looking at both benches right now, and there's there is absolutely lots of sucking in the oxygen, Stuart.
Yeah, there really is, and credit to both these teams at the moment as we see the last minute and a half of this first half tick over, or remaining. You could see how hard both teams were working there to try and establish some kind of advantage as Canada call a timeout, and both teams are going to have a minute's rest. Obviously, both coaches having one timeout per half, so Canada taking their little time, calling theirs. Not a bad decision by the Canadian coach because they did have the attacking advantage basically that whole half. So not surprisingly, it took him all half before he used his minute timeout. You can see the USA guys getting together, getting around their coach to listen to some good advice. Yeah, like Dave was saying, the USA guys obviously preferring to go straight down this near side wall. And, I mean, maybe it's just that the Canadians are doing a really good job of putting all that attacking pressure on them, and the USA guys are simply just having to defend because they might be comfortable on this near side left-hand wall. As I said before, I'd personally like to see them just try and take it out somewhere else. They really need to find that space, I think, and establish some kind of change of momentum if they're going to take this game out, Dave.
Yeah, the Canadians getting ready to set as vice captain number 5. Nathaniel gets ready, and he's instantly brought it to the center channel where they have a better opportunity. And number 7, Duncan is. He saw that the way was blocked by all those American defense, and he found some space out wide and put it back in the corner. But that's where they'll regroup. The U.S. is a bit strong there, and I agree with Adam Jock. Great pressure, Canada. They need to, if they're gonna keep it up, they're gonna have to break through this line, and they have to get it out of that corner where it's more open, spread out the defense, and then get some isolation happen.
Yeah, that's right. As you can see, the USA guys again defending number 5, the vice captain for the USA guys, doing a good job of keeping that puck locked in. The Canadians pressing straight down that wall, and a quick little hole that opened up while the USA defence was caught napping a little bit and a little bit late in getting their rotation going as the referees call up another infringement here. Excessive hugging again on the USA guys, this time with a warning, I think, for that particular player. Was it Tyler we said is in there now? Not Hugo? Tyler.
Tyler. No, Raymond. I think he gave that the vice captain number 5.
The ref I'm talking about.
Oh,
Taylor.
yeah, it is Tyler. That was a very clear, crisp hugging motion, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. The Canadians on the advantage puck quickly, not giving the USA guys much time to set up before they immediately take it on the buzzer. You can see them really trying to attack this back wall hard. The hardest way to score a goal, ladies and gents, watching here at home in Australia and around the world. The Canadians doing a good job of pressing all the way along that back wall, though. So time is called right before that puck went in the tray. Wow. So half-time, 0-0 here. Not surprisingly, an absolute nail-biter in this first half there, Dave.
Absolutely titanic battle against the two strong North American countries. And when, look at those boys. Oxygen, in and out. Boy, there's a lot of tight people there. And I think number 7 there's got some sore feet with wearing those very stiff fins. I know what they are, but I won't mention the brands because they didn't sponsor us. But a few of the other boys with the Najee ones are dancing around there, but they're pretty relaxed. But I tell you what,
They're relaxed and happy in those sponsored fins.
they are. They're relaxed and happy. And yeah, boy, the American boys are feeling a bit of tension here as we got Ryan helping his vice captain number 5. Raymond just settled into the game and making sure he keeps loose.
Yeah. I think that it might be one of those paste things that the guys do. I'm not quite sure, mate.
And
anyway, ladies and gents, if you're enjoying the service that this streaming and videoing is providing you and enjoying the game you're watching, as Wade Kozak has already done today, thank you very much, Wade, and Natalia, I think, for making a donation. Please go on to gofundme.com/Hobart 2017 and show your appreciation for this competition and for developing junior hockey in Australia and around the world. It would be much appreciated if you could do that, please. As you can see, the Canadian coach having a good chat to his lads. The guys from the Canadian team doing most of the attacking in that first half, and the USA guys under a lot of pressure in defence to keep these Canadian lads out. For my mind, in my opinion on that first half, I reckon the big difference was essentially body position and bottom time. I think the Canadians were better in that first half, Dave, for establishing themselves on the bottom and staying nice and strong behind the puck and keeping a good amount of bottom time going consistently in that first half, Dave.
Yeah, I think Dave Lindbergh I think he was from the he's hanging there USA. I think he's right. If the Canadians want to score, the Canadians got to follow through on their attacks. They're attacking in ones and twos, and they need to put more presence and try to do it the hard way. The Americans, whilst they're being strong in defense, need to actually turn the game around if they want to do something in this half, Stuart. And they need to make a presence in the attacking force. They need to work together. They need to go in numbers, and they actually have to keep on to that little pinky orangey puck. And that's the only way it's gonna happen in this second half. As we're counting down for about 10 seconds before they go, the coaches have done their bit. They've revved the boys up. They refocused them, and let's see what this second half brings on, Stuart.
Yeah, that's right. The last couple of seconds counting down, as you can see our little GoPro bird's eye camera going up there to give us a bird's eye view. You can see the lads swimming over from the wall. The Canadians and the USA essentially just getting that puck at the same time. A little bit of tit for tat going on. The Canadians driving it over the left initially, and then the USA lads doing a good job of regaining possession and taking it to this near side wall. Canada getting the puck back and dictating the game once again in just over their halfway line in the attacking area. So, as you can see, the USA guys very good in defense. They're really going to have to change their game plan a bit and start coming up with some offensive answers. Maybe this is the time though, because Canada have been penalised, and one of their players you can see freestyling over to the sin bin there for a dangerous flick for 2 minutes. He's going to have to spend in that sin bin as we see a ref's timeout going on. So, unfortunately for Canada, they're going to go down to 5 players for the next 2 minutes there, Dave.
Yeah, well, Duncan Pierce is number 7. He's been sitting in the sin bin. He must have known there was a referee's timeout because he took his sweet bippy time to get over there, and he sort of he had to do I wouldn't see any rush in him, but that must be the relaxed nature of the Canadian team at the moment. But hey, they got to start kicking those legs and linking up. And as you said before, the Americans want any chance in their offense. They got to start linking into their forwards and start relying on the defensive game, Stuart.
Yeah, I mean, again, as we said before, Canada doing most of the attacking. But in my opinion, if Canada want to score, I reckon they're going to have to take that puck sort of off the wall prior to getting to the corner in attack and drive a line into the centre channel in numbers. I reckon, the USA guys are doing a good job of defending them, but that's because the puck has essentially stayed on the wall or in the corner for most of the time the Canadians are attacking. So it's going to be interesting to see if they change that up here. But you can see the USA getting an advantage puck at the moment, Dave.
Yeah, and their referees took 1 minute to come to a conclusion. Chief referee Amar has made a decision. The Canadian player, number 7, Duncan Pierce, has been put back in the pool, and the foul disallowed. And both teams are back at full strength as we regain the action happening. And straight away, it looks like the U.S. team is coming in the second half because they're actually pressuring the Canadians. And I think this is about the first time in the whole first half. Now they're turning the tables on them. But that's just as we speak. The Americans are, or the Canadians, move it wide to try to regain an advantage and get some fresh subs in, Stuart.
Yeah, an interesting decision by Amar there to send the Canadian lad back in the pool after the referees called a dangerous flick. The Canadians getting a good drive down the centre channel here before they're met by the USA defence. So for those at home, talking about the nuances of dangerous flicks versus not, sometimes it can just come down to what part of the flick the puck was on. So in other words, what trajectory it was on prior to hitting the player. So for example, if it's on the way up or at the top of its arc, then that's a dangerous flick, particularly if it goes inside the box or from the shoulders of the player that's being struck, or the face or the head. If it's on the way down, though, it's the player who's getting struck's responsibility of getting out of the way of that flick. So I reckon what happened is that one of the referees called it dangerous. The other one said no, it was on the way down. They had a chat about it, and they put that little young Canadian lad back in the pool there, Dave.
Yeah, we just had a tremendous effort by Ryan Stewart there, but well defended by the back line. And that was number 3, Michael Tingley, making that huge attempt to drive on the Canadian defense. And that was number 3, Ryan, the American, making a lovely drive against the Nathaniel 5 of the Canadian defense, as we have another referee. This game, end-to-end action, this is that. But again, you're right, Stuart. If the Americans had a bit of a connection with their front line there, they would be able to have a second and possibly a third phase action in their drives. But at the moment, they're only down to one go, and the Canadians rip that puck off them, as we see the Canadians sticking to their game plan as we've seen throughout the tournament. I thought they were going to open it up in the first half, but they're quite content to play in this clause a little bit of window, and then maybe what you want to see is them actually drawing it out and make some better connections, as we see number 7, Duncan Race, trying to feed it up, but he was stopped by number 7, our man Calvin, and the referee has called something a bit illegal knockdown by the Americans, have been asked to back Stuart.
Yeah, so Canadians doing a good job of slowly but surely driving that puck out of their defensive area down into their attacking area and forcing the USA guys back towards their sub-bench. Prior to that, though, the USA actually connected quite a few movements in attack, which is the first time that they've actually been able to generate that in this game, as the Canadians come to the centre channel right onto the last defender for the USA. USA up to the challenge, though. The Canadians sort of pushed back underneath the USA sub-bench. A little bit of tit for tat, so no one with clear possession at the moment. The USA guys again doing a good job of defending the Canadians, but very quickly the Canadians recycle that momentum back over the centre channel. USA taking it out to the far side of the court this time and looking to swim it down the pool. I think they've been met on that far side wall by the Canadian lads, and these amazingly competitive young boys here on both teams doing an excellent job so far, Dave, with just over 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, absolutely, Stuart. And for our friends back home who are seeing the lovely glistening sun going in, there's not much we can do about nature's beauty here in Hobart, but we'll try to bring you the best shots because we got a number of cameras to move around from. So as Stuart said, it's locked up on that far side of the pool, and looks like the Canadians are trying, the Americans are trying to drive it out, but the Canadians are having no bar for that. Guys, let's get it back into the middle of the pool, and nope, it's been repelled by the Americans, and they're actually swimming it back. Oh, it's back and forth, tic-tac, back and forth, and it's just going everywhere as the Americans made a quick sub. That's a dangerous time to sub when you're under that pressure, but fortunately the referees call a bit of a gloving against the Canadians, and the Americans will gain clear possessions for momentarily, Stuart.
Yeah, that's right. The USA guys advantage puck. Unfortunately for the Canadians, that's gloving. You can see how hard these Canadian lads are swimming over the sub bench to try and get some fresh legs in there. A quick shout out to Lauren Berg, Canada. Great attacking. Own the puck, says Lauren. Wade Kozak saying, way to go. Caleb Kruger saying, hey, Stu, how's it? Just channeling a little bit of South African type lingo there. Very nice to see you. Pardon me. Very nice to see you on the chat there, Snowflake. All of us over here in Australia, wish you were here, and it's been good to hang out with your little bro, Luke, as I'm sure he's doing the hard yards at the moment in the court there, or maybe he's actually, I can't remember if Luke's in the under-23s or the under-19s. Is Luke Kruger on that list there, Dave?
Yeah, no, you're here, number 9. He's
there you go.
Big number 9. He matches you, Stuart.
Big number 9, Luke Kruger carrying a big number into this game. I don't know. He's got to live up. He's got to live up to that number. Number 9. That's a hard number to live up to, Dave.
Yeah, it is. But I just want to pick you up on a point you made earlier. And I says, "How's it going, eh?" That's a Canadian term, man. That's not South African. How you going, mate? That's how you going, eh?
Yeah, but he
That's,
said, "How's it?"
Oh,
So,
how's it? No,
so how's it is a very South African thing.
Now in Canada they go, "How's it going, eh?"
I don't know. Maybe he's just been a little bit lazy typing it out. But I mean, as
Canadian
you said,
way.
if you
That's
just said
Canadian way.
if you just said how's it going, then I would have said yes, that's Canadian. But he's just kind of like abbreviated it, and he hasn't given me the Canadian lingo on the chat here. So, although Caleb is agreeing with me that the Canadians need to take it off that wall at some point if they're going to have a chance of putting a goal in the tin against this good USA attack, you can see it playing out in that far corner there. Again, USA having to do a lot of defending against this heavy Canadian onslaught as they bring it out off the wall this time, straight across the tray. But again, the USA lads doing a good job of just keeping that puck out of the tray, and it goes into this near side corner there. So, it's just a nail-biter of a game. Both teams very well matched in defense and offense. USA having to do the lion's share of the defense at the moment. The Canadians dictating the offense, but still no goals scored, though.
Yeah, that was a super effort by Zach Ottram to swim that puck right from the corner of the tray with two Canadians all around him. Any mistake and that puck would have went in. He took it to the corner, and his fellow teammate Ryan, number 3, just held on to the puck, and like number 8 here is doing, Justin Lee is looking for his support rooms. But the Canadians are right down there, Stuart, and they're looming with number 7 there, Duncan Pierce, all over him, and followed up by a good rotation by Theodore Kozak. And a big shout-out, Wade, I guess that's your boy or son or something there going on. But he's putting it all on the line. I've seen him in almost every play here, and as a referee calls gloving against the Canadian, unfortunately, and the Canadians are moving fast back, and when they're sending 2 players back there because they're deep in attack, they have no time for substitution, so they called on the referee timeout. Boy, that's a quick sub by the Canadians. Well done, as the Americans get the puck to drive it up the wall, and again they're playing that channel. Oh, a bit of a loose pass, and it's picked up, but unfortunately the referees obviously didn't like that. What are they looking around? They're having a bit of chat. Omar is saying, "Pay attention, boys. You didn't make the first one." The guy on the other side, he's right on top of this. Our Omar and chief refereeing, he's all over this, Stuart.
Yeah, mate. Unfortunately, the Canadians are going to have a lad sin bin here for a minute for a illegal knockdown. Looks to me like the referees said it was deliberate. So number 6, Spencer Miller, is going to go spend a minute in the bin. As you can see him doing the front penguin walk there in his glorious Najade fins, and just taking a seat on that first seat that he didn't want to do too much of a penguin walk. You could see him just taking that first seat that was available. Some people love the penguin walk and just sort of tap dance over to that farther seat there, Dave. So interesting that that young little Canadian lad decided not to penguin walk, as we look at the live chat in the USA kind of trying to press an advantage as they have a numbers advantage here. Adam Jocks telling Caleb Kruger to stop hijacking the live chat. I know Caleb's been doing a whole bunch of firefighting, I think, type work in Canada the last week or two. So well done, mate, for lending a hand. I'm sure it's a good cause over there as Canada get another guy binned for a minute for stick infringement this time, Dave.
Yeah, and that looks like the vice captain. No, and maybe it's the captain who's been sent out. And I'm looking over there. He's sort of questioning what's going on. Canadians are calling a timeout. Man, this is crunch time here. We've got 5 minutes left in the game, and he's really disappointed. I think he needs to cool his chats down. Eddie's number 9, Luke Kruger. That's not uncommon to see number 9 sitting with his butt on the bench, but he was unreluctant to do that.
It is so. Number 9 is very rarely in the sin bin. Thank you very much. As Luke just having a little nap. Like every now and again, obviously you got to go to the sin bin and get a breather, and obviously Luke Kruger just decided that it was his time to go. As Caleb's not too happy about his little brother being sent to the sin bin there. 4 versus 6, USA with the numerical advantage now against Canada. So not surprising they've called a timeout just to get their plan together. I think the USA guys have actually got 7 in the water. They need to be careful with only 5 seconds to go. As you can see, their 4th guy just getting his head up into the sub bench as this time ticks down here, Dave.
Yeah, 6 on 4. Boy, what an opportunity for the Americans to capitalize. Let's see what the Canadian defense can do. The number 6 is just getting ready on the side, Spencer Miller, to rejoin. But as the Canadians do, one of the things that is probably pretty smart at this point, but is try to hold it in the air. But you got to remember that corner rule. That fellow who just went in there, looks like number 5, Nathaniel. You got to be trying to pull it out. You can stay there for as long as you like, but you got to make your next motion. You got to be pulling it out. You can't be giving it to your next player. You got to make it come out there, Nathaniel.
Jesus,
Sure
look at
enough,
number
he's made
5.
a
He
drive.
was down there forever as the USA guys going a big drive across the tray here. They're pressing it all the way onto the very middle of the tray. I think that puck might have actually gone in. What an absolute ripper of a movement there by the USA guys.
No goal, Stuart.
The referees are saying no goal, so heartbreaking for the USA lads after a really nice passage of play, a really nice 90-degree angle. Like you could see the Canadians holding it in that corner for a long time, and the USA lads just biding their time, being patient, and then immediately as they had the opportunity, they made it count. Unfortunately for them, they just get pinged, putting their glove on the puck as it goes into the tray. So no goal and still 0-0 here, Dave.
Yeah, they're down. They're still down a player, and Luke is getting ready to go in. I reckon he's going to be getting in on the touch as the sun streams off the reflection of the water, and we're started again. And yes, Luke just joined the play, so they're back, both teams, the full strength. What a let-off for the Canadians being 2 players down, and the Americans will be very disappointed with that passage of play and very disappointed that they were disallowed a goal, Stuart.
Yeah, that's right. As you can see, the Canadians now establishing a fair amount of attacking pressure here on the USA defence. USA managing to turn them, but the Canadians getting the puck straight back and flicking it straight back into the centre channel. Again, the USA defenders doing a really good job of hustling back there. A very loose flick made by that USA player on a 45 off the back wall in deep defence. Need to be very careful about doing stuff like that when your players aren't there. The Canadians taking the puck over the right-hand side now. Right in the sunshine. You can see them all just getting a little bit of vitamin D as they're waiting for the referee to tell them which infringement's going down. So number 5 spending a minute in the bin. That's going to be Raymond Dye, the vice-captain for the USA, taking a minute for a little bit of obstruction, a little bit of excessive hugging. And lastly, before I hand the mic back to Dave, I'd just like to say, Caleb Kruger, get on that donate page and give us some dollars, because we certainly have been banging your drum here during this game today.
Yeah, absolutely. And the game restarts as the Canadians will have a 1-minute advantage with one player, and see what sort of pressure. 3 minutes to go in this half, Stuart. A goal will almost make a decisive mark on this game. We're all running out of time for things, and the puck is pressured, and the puck is going into the tray, Stuart, and we're looking for the referee. We got 1 signal. 2 signals, and it is a Canadian goal.
And the crowd is going wild. Number 10 for Canada. Getting it done, doing the business. Darko Gosjic.
Yeah, it's the
old Darko, just getting it done.
Yeah, they just overpowered them with numbers. They've been threatening all day, but they were down to 5 players, and that made the difference because the rotation in the defense was a bit less. But the Canadians, good on them. They brought it to the middle of the pool, and they tacked in numbers, and that just overwhelmed the American defense, who've been outstanding in this game. As they take, Canada goes ahead 1-0, Stuart. And the game
that's right. The USA guys doing an amazing job, and unfortunately for them, Darko just getting it done there for the Canadians after a big push from the far side. Obviously, just being in that sun a little bit gave the Canadian team the vitamin D they needed to just get the job done and get 1 goal ahead. The USA guys are certainly not out of this match, though, with 1 minute and 44 seconds remaining. I reckon they've definitely got them in, and they could easily draw this game 1-1 if they just get a few attacking movements together here, Dave.
Yeah, they're certainly looking for it because they're pressuring the Canadians in the middle of the court, and they're actually, seesawing back into the Canadian side, back into their side. As I speak, though, the Canadians are pushing it back, and which way is the hourglass going? Dick, we only got 1 minute and 20 seconds to go on this more than exciting match here in Hobart, and maybe the Canadians took a bit of inspiration because there's snow down, as I predicted yesterday, Stuart. There's snow down to about 800 meters on the mountain, but the sun is out there, and they're both getting sprinkled with that sun in half the court, Stuart.
Well, surprise, the USA lads in their deep attacking left-hand corner on the far side of the court there. They really are putting the pressure on the Canadians and making them work for it as the referees call another infringement. This is going to be against the USA, and sorry, have I got it one way around?
Canada, mate.
Oh, my apologies.
That's okay. It's an exciting match. You can just
Sorry,
see
against Canada for USA. That's what I actually meant to say. So USA advantage puck in their deep attack, deep defense for Canada with just under a minute to go. Let's see what these USA guys can pull out of their head here, Dave.
The Canadian defense got to be up to it, but the Americans need to press hard if they want to draw it. And the puck, hold on, Looks like it's
I
gone
think it
very
might have gone all the
close.
way to the corner of the tray there. I'm pretty sure this is
Yeah.
a goal. The referees are
Yeah, we're
confirming.
seeing a little goal.
It's 1-1 in this absolute nail-biter. What an excellent advantage puck taken by the USA.
Stuart, I can't believe this. The Americans came back and they overpowered the Canadians on that play and popped it in. And Stuart, this is going to be the 30 seconds left, and we're going to have the first match of the first day of finals going into overtime.
Well, 30 seconds is enough time for a team to score a goal here. So the USA coach has actually called a timeout. Maybe he's rubbed Ducky McDuckface's tummy there, and maybe he's got a little bit of golden insight for his lads with only 30 seconds remaining in this game, Dave.
Yeah, but as we see the Canadian assistant trying to rev up the Franz to get him up, and he's stirring them up, and he's got the lumberjack. He's stirring them up. I can't almost hear it, and we almost got bulletproof glass in here, and you can just hear the sounds of the stadiums. This is first final game. Imagine what this is just exciting stuff, Stuart.
Yeah, look, finals hockey, this is what it's all about. 1-1, 30 seconds to go. It's either put a goal in or you're going into overtime, and overtime is a very different game again to the normal set of finals hockey. These guys are going to have to play out 10 more minutes if someone doesn't score here, Dave.
Yeah, overtime is everyone in hockey, or maybe not everyone knows, is 2 5-minute half. And if there's no score advantage then we go into sudden death. And they just keep going until they score a goal, I think.
So the Canadians winning that strike, the USA quick onto them as the contest is met in the middle of the pool here. Both teams sort of sticking in the centre channel. The Canadians getting a little bit of momentum, but the USA guys up to the challenge as they push that puck back. Now the puck goes over to the left-hand side of the USA, who get a nice little run on here. One Canadian defender down, one or two Canadians coming back to support. It's in the left-hand side corner as time ticks out, so that is going to be full time. Overtime.
And a scrambling team here in the box is just going for for everything. We prepared for this, and we're going to see how we're run. We've got overtime game going here. They'll have a couple minutes break, swap ends, and we'll go for 5 minutes, and then we'll see what the score is, and then another 5 minutes, and if there's no change, they're going to go into sudden death, Stuart.
Yeah, that's right. So 1-1. What an absolute nail-biter of a game we've got on our hands here for the first game of the final series here at the 4th CMAS Age Group World Championships in the Hobart Aquatic Centre. Quick shout-out to our sponsors, Vertex. You can see them in the bottom right-hand corner of the live feed. They're sports equipment. You can see the lovely referee's vest that they've provided here, and you can see the chief ref also wearing the grey T-shirt. You can also see those deck officials sporting the Vertex attire. So if you're in need of any kind of sports attire, please get involved on the Vertex website, because I can guarantee the referees are very happy with the quality of these referee vests that they're wearing in the water, and we're all happy with the quality of the very nice sort of smart, sharp polo type T-shirts that we're wearing around this competition, Dave.
Yeah, I've already had to wash mine 3 times, Stuart, because of all the excitement of calling these games, and even in this air-conditioned booth, we're just putting it out. And I do agree. Those referees will be very thankful they've got those lovely Vertex shirts on, because they've got to spend another at least 10 minutes in the pool for this game, and that's why they do these fitness tests for the referees to begin with, so they got to be up to the match, and they have to do their miles, so they're up to speed, and they got to keep it going. They're sharp calls, and we'll just keep an eye on them, make sure that the signals are clear and sharp for the overtime pressure here.
Oh, look, mate, there's nowhere to hide for these referees. They're either fit or they can't compete, and if you want some of that referee type attire there, just go to vertexsport.com, as you can see on that banner in the right-hand top corner of the screen, and get amongst that lovely sports uniform type gear that you can get there. A couple other sponsors to mention: 6L underwater hockey gear, gloves, sticks, bags, whatever underwater hockey needs you have, you can find it on their Facebook page or on their website. Shark Underwater Hockey Equipment. They're all about gloves at the moment, but I do believe their inventory is getting bigger, so please look them up as well. Poco people, all about logos. They've done a lot of logo work for us, and we're very happy with their support and sponsorship. Last 20 or so seconds counting down. Wing & Co. catering to all our food needs here at the competition. City of Hobart, obviously not to be forgotten. And lastly, but basically our major sponsors, the Tasmanian Government, Tourism Tasmania and Events Tasmania. As the last 7 seconds count down to this overtime section of this first playoff match, USA under-19 men's versus Canadian under-19 men's. You can see those Cold Spring athletes leaping off the wall there at a rate of knots and meeting each other in the centre. The Canadians winning that strike as the play goes over to the far side of the court there, Dave.
Yeah, they sort of threw it away, but they're following it up with the numbers behind the pressure. I had a quick quick listen to the coaches at halftime, and they were talking their instructions. They were keeping calm. They were refocusing the boys. The game isn't over, as I heard one coach say to the other one, and not to the other coach, to his players, and say, come on, guys, we've got 5 minutes to get a dominance in this, and we need to sustain that for another full 10 minutes, or we're going to be here for a while. Stuart.
Yeah, that's right, mate. It's been a real close contest. Essentially 1-1. I mean, extra time means it's 0-0. So, long story short, these young players are going to have to deal with the fact that even though they've exerted all that effort in the first 30 minutes to try and win this game, at the moment it's 0-0 and still anyone's game to win or lose. As you can see, I think the Canadians pushing their attacking advantage again on the USA at the moment. So, the USA again having to do a lot of defending as the buzzer goes. The referees are calling the infringement this time. Illegal knockdown on the Canadians. So the USA guys having a bit of pressure relieved again in their defensive right-hand side there, Dave.
Yeah, it looks like we've gone back to the first half of action and the majority of the second half where the Canadians express their dominance on it, but the Americans have a momentary reprieve and they have the puck and then see what they can do with the control. They need to actually make sure that they, as a team, they can't survive on these individual efforts as made them score that last goal. They work together to score the goal to draw this game over. But the Canadians are linking up really well, moving the puck wide. But again, that strong American defense sliding across, taking control underneath their bench as they try to relieve some of this pressure that the Canadians have and regroup. But the Canadians are relentless in this one. And yes, it looks like number 3 from the U.S., Ryan Stu, once again doing a rotation battle with help from his number 6 player, Benjamin. And the Canadians are trying to, tickle them and push him back into that corner as the referees are right over top, seeing the action going. As a lovely, nice curl by number 10, Ben Lowe, to initiate some sort of movement out of that defense. As that was an amazing flick I just saw out of the corner of the eye there, Stuart.
Was a good flick, and you can see there stick infringement against Canada. USA getting another chance of attacking some, putting down some attacking pressure on the Canadians. The Canadians doing or keeping up most of the attacking moves here in this game. Wade Kozak saying, "Come on, Canada, open the door." I think Wade actually wants a little bit of pool noise going down range over this live stream here. Unfortunately, Wade, we've only got handheld mics, and we're in a little bit of a wombat hole with screens surrounding us. So if you're not getting any pool noise, mate, then unfortunately, unless you come here to the pool, then it's going to stay that way. So we obviously appreciate you tuning in and cheering your teams here as the USA vice captain does a nice little swerve and then a little underbody move as you can see the buzzer going. Unfortunately, he's going to get pinged here for gloving. So the Canadians will get another advantage puck pretty much in the middle of the court here, Dave.
Yeah, I can see the tension building on both these sides. They're not willing to expose themselves, but this is finals hockey, Stuart, and as you well know, and that little bit extra is going to come in handy as the Canadians are settling 2 players up, and they're starting to move it wide so they can attack the channel. I'm very positive at that move, but look at that number 1, Zach Upturn, again, strong defensive player. He cleared up that puck and moved to the side where the Americans like it, but the Canadians are pressing again, trying to drive it on that 45, and the Najee Finns are pumping away, and it's no, there we go again. The American defense's things, but the Americans need to start getting that puck and connecting if they want any chance of putting any pressure on that Canadian backline, Stuart.
Yeah, well, as we saw in the first 30 minutes of this game, the USA guys very good at just soaking up the pressure. They only let the Canadians into the goals once, did all the defending in the full 30 minutes except for maybe about 2 minutes of that 30-minute time, and then still put a goal in. So we know these lads have got it in them. We know they're very good at defense. We know they're very good at soaking up the defensive pressure as the Canadians push advantage on the, I think on the back wall or maybe in the far side left-hand attacking corner as the referees pull up another infringement there. It's going to be a stick infringement against Canada again. They're going to have to be careful. They've had a few of those over the last sort of 10 minutes. So I wouldn't be surprised if the refs start throwing people out soon here, Dave.
Yeah, I don't know how you folks are coping back home, but the excitement's building around the pool. The Canadian crowds and the U.S. teams are flying the flag, yelling, chanting, "Go USA!" And the Canadians are responding in kind, but saying obviously, "G'day Canada," and "Let's go Canada." And looks like we have the first half of overtime finished, the first 5 minutes done and dusted. And look, I think the Canadians had it over the Americans in that half, Stuart. Well and truly in their half, attacking and trying to string it up, but they failed just to make that final linkages against the American strength in their defense. And again, I think if the Americans want any chance in turning this around, they got to start linking in attack. But this is finals hockey and it's overtime, Stuart.
Yeah, that's right. I couldn't agree more. And to me, again, the critical thing is that if you stay on the wall, the congestion play continues, because the wall is basically a spot where there's way too many bodies that contest the puck. That puck has to come off the wall a bit. It doesn't have to come off the wall much. It just has to come off the wall enough to regain quality possession. Swim another line. You can take it back to the wall after that, but you just don't want to stay on the wall all day. Unless you've got a structure like, for example, the French elite men's have, that love just staying on the wall and surrounding the puck with bodies. Unless you're doing that, it's going to be contested, and it's very hard to generate any kind of attacking play. You can see the Canadians doing a good job of generating the actual movement down the court, but when they get in the corner, they're not doing a very good job of getting that puck to the goals. And obviously that's a critical part of scoring a goal, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely, Stuart. I couldn't say much, and I guess it goes to the youth of both these teams. Both these teams are very young, and they haven't developed that maturity to sort of at the level that the French have through their senior players and through their senior teams. But this is why we're here. Is the Canadians are hot all over the American backline, and I think one's just gone in, Stuart. Waiting for referees. I got one signal. Yes. Yeah, the Canadians are celebrating because they've just broken the drought here. It's now 2-1 in the second overtime accord, and we're looking for the number who scored that Canadian goal, because they just went all over them. And I'm just checking.
Court one's
and then
mic on just there,
and
just
we're
hang
just
out
seeing
the
it.
window so they can maybe hear a little bit of the pool noise.
Yeah, and I'm not getting in
See how it
confirmation, Stuart. As the Canadians they regained the spot, they got 3 minutes, the Americans, to actually counter that Canadian goal, and it was just pure pressure on that, man.
Yep. Can we turn the court one's mic on out the window and just get a bit of the pool noise? Yeah, the Canadians doing an amazing job of putting that goal in. As you can see here, play continues over on that far side. What I saw there was the Canadians, funny old thing, they took it off the wall. They didn't go along the back wall. They stayed just off the back wall. They got it in front of the tray, and they basically created an opportunity. They created an opportunity for the puck to go on the goals. The USA guys obviously desperately trying to defend, but the Canadians in the right spot at the right time to just get a nice flick at the tray. It popped in. That's all you need. So they're 2-1 now, with only 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in this second half of overtime. We're just trying to find out which player scored that goal for Canada. So we'll get back to you in a second. But an amazing game unfolding here. The USA guys, as they've proven before, they're certainly not out of this contest. The last goal they scored was in the last 2 minutes. So let's see if they can do it again here.
And they're pressuring really hard. Look, this is a first game of the semifinals, not finals hockey here at its best. Overtime, a ding-dong batch, pressure on both teams as the Canadians are pressuring again the American backline, and number 10 from Canada has been awarded that goal, Darkin Gossett, and what at a time as they look like they're pressuring the American team again. I
think this might be goal number 3 for Canada here.
This is goal number 3 for Canada, and again,
number 10.
He's popped 2 in the last minute, and that's sinking the ship for my books, Canada. That's sinking the ship. That's 1 minute and 47 seconds to go. The Americans need to pull something out. There's I didn't know what to say. I'm just exhausted here watching this first opening finals
I mean,
hockey at the Hobart Aquatic Center.
You can't write the USA guys off, but they're definitely going to have to do it hard if they want to come back into this match. 2 goals difference with less than 2 minutes remaining. Number 10 putting in goal 2 and 3 for Canada. Number 10's name there is Darko Gosic, or my apologies, Darko Gosh, I can't pronounce his last name, but Darko, what an awesome first name, and he's an absolute goal hound today. He's definitely going to deserve that Harry Beaver MVP award the Canadians love to give their players there, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, this is 8th and 9th, and now they were really close. Played 8 games. The Americans just won one more game and drew a game than Canada's 8. 0 losses, 8 losses, and look, this is a turn of the Titations. And we're moving it around.
USA on the back attacking wall right now, so they're putting the pressure on these Canadian guys. The Canadian defence are up to the challenge as they push it out back into the corner. I tell you what, the USA guys have got their bit between the teeth right now because they've just driven that puck in a very nice attacking move all the way down the court. So they certainly aren't going to go out. They're not going to go down without a fight here as the last 45 seconds of this game starts to tick down. You can see there's a desperate competition over on that far side. These lads are really putting in some hard yards, both sides of both of these teams there, Dave.
Oh, absolutely, and they're not going to be, they shouldn't be disappointed at all in the effort that they've been putting into this game. It is 3-1 for Canada with 20 seconds left to go, and they are desperately trying to get some blood and draw this game a little bit closer. I've seen goals going in 5 seconds. I've seen goals going in 20 seconds. But it's getting really close to the end. 3-1. The Canadians over the Americans. We're in the last 5 seconds, and the Canadians, all numbers are down. All numbers are down on the Americans, and the game is over. And that's it. The Canadians have drawn first blood in the finals, and they're going absolutely mild. Unfortunately, Stuart, my technical people are looking at me and saying we won't have any time whatsoever to go talk to the boys. But I tell you what, this was an exciting first finals match, Stuart. I'm exhausted already watching.
Yeah, it was great, and hopefully we'll get another opportunity to chat to at least to these lads later on in the day, or maybe as in the days to follow. But well done to Canada for a really hard-fought victory. As you can see them celebrating there. Darko scoring their last 2 goals, so well done to him for being an absolute goal hound. And certainly putting the goals in the tin when it really mattered for Canada. Commiserations to the USA lads. A very hard-fought contest there. Unfortunately going down to the Canadians today. But I tell you what, those lads can certainly hold their heads high because they seriously made it a very hard contest and brought the competition to the Canadians throughout this entire game. As you can see, the lads displaying a great amount of sportsmanship and giving each other a handshake and a pat on the back. So well done to both these teams. Next game coming up in this court is actually the women's under-19 Canadians versus the women's under-19 GB team. So please stay tuned for that. That's going to happen in 5.5 minutes, and that's it for us at the pool deck. Thanks for joining us, Dave.
Yeah, well, thank you, Stuart, and thanks for all those people at home. Continue on the live chat, and don't forget to go to our, if you love that broadcast, go and throw a donation in, and I think the challenge is, and we're over. So, okay, good night, everyone.